can find the VIN number, the manufacturer, the date it was manufactured, some gross weights, tire sizes, and tire pressures. Also tire size chart and some more weights up top. Up front you have a breakaway. Only thing to remember is the key, it pulls out when your battery's hooked up. When the key gets pulled out, it activates your brakes, so you want to make sure that key's in. If it's left out for an extended period of time, it can damage your brakes. You have your light cord. Up front, your battery. These aren't maintenance-free batteries, so you may have to add water to them at some point. There is a battery disconnect in the front. I'll show you. When you're not in use, I would disconnect it, and for winter I would store it in a warm spot. Your landing gear, up and down here. There's a pigtail for this. It's for a solar panel, if you choose to get a solar panel. You have a light up front. Your first compartment, you have a 30-pound propane bottle with a selector. Your selector, you can select which bottle feeds, whichever one the arrow is pointing to. It would be this one here. Your battery disconnect here. You have an outside shower, hot and cold, a place to put a water filter. This is your black tank flush. If you want to flush your black tank, just hook your garden hose up here. Just make sure that you have your black tank open. It'll fill your tank if you don't. This is the valves for filling your tank. So if you want to fill your tank, you hook up to your city water, switch the valves over to tank fill, and just turn your garden hose on and it'll fill your tank up. If you want to go city water, same thing, hook your garden hose up to your city water, switch your valves like that, and you're good for city water. It's the same thing as winterization, except for winterization you take this cap off here and install the winterization hose, and you have to use your pump, kick your pump in. System use, so after you fill your tank up, that's how you fill your tank up. You want system use, so you're going to switch your valves like that and turn your pump on, and it'll pump water out of your tank. You have a bypass for your hot water heater. When you do your winterization, you want to bypass your hot water heater. You don't want antifreeze going in, so you're going to switch your valve over to bypass, pump your antifreeze through, and in the spring, when you're done, you want to flush your lines out, so you'll keep it on the bypass. After you've flushed all the antifreeze out of your lines, you'll switch it over to water on, and it'll fill your hot water heater. This is your black tank body waste. Liquid waste is your gray. Outside light, power outlet 110, and then you have your inlet for your cable or satellite TV there. Hot water heater. There's not a whole bunch to know back here. It is a propane and 110 electric. There's the cap that goes into the drain there, the plug that goes into the drain. Other than that, all the controls are on the inside. This here is the plug for your water tank, the drain for your water tank, and I'll show that to you when we get there. Your slides, just kind of keep an eye on the arms, make sure everything stays clean. You can see there's your sewer dump is there, and you also have another liquid waste tank handle there. cap for your power. Your short cord is in the front there. I'll show that to you when we get around there. You just plug that in there. It's 50 amp. Your wheels, the caps pull off and there's a grease nipple behind there so you can grease your wheel bearings. I would recommend doing that once a year. You have two vents, one on top of the other. That's for your fridge. There's no reason to go in there. It's all the controls are on the inside. Your vent for your range is there, and there's little clips that you have to unclip for the flap to move freely. So, and then you just clip it back in place after. Drain outlet is here, and that's your freshwater tank drain right there. That's where the cap in your hot water heater goes. Rear stabilizers are electric. You have your extend and retract there. Inside your bumper you have your sewer hose. There's a bracket up top for a backup camera. If you decide you want one, it's all pre-wired for that. Ladder at the back. I would recommend going and inspecting your roof once a year just to make sure you don't have any rips or tears in your roof or any sealant cracking. And again, underneath your slides, just make sure everything stays clean. You have a power awning, stairs, there's a latch for your door there, power outlet, the exhaust and intake for your furnace. I would just make sure I wouldn't store anything in front of it. It gets very hot. Your short cord here just plugs in, and then you have an adapter for 50 amp to 30 amp, and also there is an adapter inside, goes from 30 to a household 110. Crank for your spare tire and also for your front landing gear, and I'll show you where the hole is. If you ever lose power, or if something's going on with your landing gear, you can manually jack it up or down. Have a satellite dish hookup here and 110 outlet. Outside speakers and your another 30-pound propane tank. I'll just show you where that hole is for your landing gear. Not this one doesn't have that. No, sorry, that's just for your spare tire. Yeah, it's just spare tire for that one, which is at the back. Right there. And there's a propane gas line there if you wanted to hook up a barbecue. It's a quick connect. Alright, we'll head inside.